All right. Good afternoon. My name is Victoria Carroll. As you can see here on the screen. And this week I was tasked with answering question two and understanding what the main challenges are facing a family. And this is just what a family is, looking at the family and not just looking at family business or business, but really trying to understand challenges uh, on a family. So with that, you do have pretty main challenges. For the one, that being parenting. I do not have any kids, but I do parent a 6-month-old blue heeler. And with that, parenting comes with a lot of challenges. I know that you have children that are different. They're made up of different biological factors. You have parents that come from different backgrounds that could cause them to make decisions that aren't necessarily smart for the family. You have children who have different cousins, uncles, aunties having to step in, grandmothers, grandparents that have to step in on this parenting role. For me, is probably the main challenge. You have children going through things that you can't even fathom, and it's up to the parent to step in and try to find the right tools and resources to train up the child in the way that they should go. For me, second is financial. We are right now in an economy where there's so much inflation going on. I do believe it can be difficult for families to be able to contribute by having just one person being that breadwinner. So now you're having two source income homes. You have grandparents contributing, uh, children contributing to their parents, with their parents that are supposed to be that financial backbone, that financial provider. You have children having to step in to assist and help out with that. You have parents having to take that financial hit on putting their children in school and even after school. What next? So children that aren't necessarily leaving their parents empty nesters, they're actually staying. They're actually staying there, and that can cause definitely an impact to a family from a financial standpoint. And I'm kind of going back to parenting, just developing that child, making sure that child is resilient as possible so that they're able to withstand and stand on their own 2 feet on their own without their parents' assistance. Having like a knowledge, I believe, is really, really important. I don't think a lot of families realize the importance that they have on their future generations. I don't think that's something that they think about. Having succession plans and being able to give back and just not knowing what you don't know, even not knowing things about your children that are important, trying to stay in the loop as much as possible, especially when you have family. The people that are raising the children are in positions to help financially. It's kind of hard to do both, develop a child and help out financially. Protecting children, protecting the family is probably um, very challenging from a dad's perspective or from a mother's perspective. Making sure you're giving them an environment that they can exceed in and do well in, excel in, and that family structure. Definitely no longer you have that traditional mother and father who are married in this household. You deal with people who are divorced, you deal with younger parents, you deal with having poor income in this family structure, knowing who the provider is. So this strategic choice cascade for me can definitely be applied to a family, and something that I'm going to consider doing when I have children, um, to develop a sort of strategic choice cascade framework to help try to better direct my children. I don't want to be that do what I say so parent, but I do want to be able to lay a framework and some guidelines for them to go about to challenge them and help prepare them for the real world. So that winning aspiration, it'll be like, why are we a family? What are we doing? Like, what are our goals? Understanding where we'll play. So that'll go with the parents trying to understand That work environment, having that good work-life balance, understanding who's going to be home to take care of the children. Where are the kids going to school at? Is that going to help enrich them, make them better? That could possibly help them coming out of our pockets as they get older, help them get the opportunity to pay for their own school. If we're putting that framework down to say, hey, we're going to put X amount of money into their schooling so that they could, so we would have to not have that burden as they get older and move on to college and become adults and become self-driven, independent thinkers and workers. How will we win? So that'll be um, parents laying that framework and understanding what needs to be done for the family to be successful. As we add on to a family, me and my future spouse, you want to make sure that we're doing that successfully and putting a game plan together to know how we'll win. If we come up with any challenges, it'll be good to point out ways to overcome those and just stay connected with the capabilities in place, how that family dynamic is set up, really taking the time to understand children and understand their personalities and their different behaviors, because no one person, I believe, is truly the same. You have to have the different parenting styles and then also try to remain equal across the board when raising children, which I'm pretty sure would be really, really difficult. That and then the management system. How can the parents assist in mediate problems and family issues? So with that, you want to make sure that everybody knows who's in charge of what, right? If you don't want all this butting heads and trying to get one up over in the other one. We want to make sure we all have same goals and different roles to make these goals happen. So why do I think few families have a strategic plan? I don't think this is a long, drawn out question. I really do believe that there's a lack of knowledge and people don't really take the time to plan. Most people aren't necessarily planners looking 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line. And I believe that this is very uncommon. This isn't something that I hear families do. They could very well so be doing it, but I don't believe that this is something that families think about doing. They just think about moving from day to day and trying to put out those small fires. Um, why it would be beneficial for a family to develop a strategic plan. I believe that this would be awesome. I am definitely a planner at heart. It's something that I try to get my boyfriend to think about. But you definitely want to establish those clear guidelines to work towards a family goal and creating alignment among all family members. And then that assuring success from generation to generation. So trying to create that knowledge gain and that financial wealth gain to help keep pushing families forward. Even if you're not in a family business together, I think it's good to have that support system and have a goal of X, Y, and Z, whatever that is. I know my family goal, her kids, her grandkids, we're trying to acquire land. We're trying to build that generational wealth, and we're thinking about kids and grandkids and trying to make sure that their future is bright and ready to go.